Hey, it's Jesse Tampa. Now some of you may not know this, but it was my big brother James who first inspired me to start working out. Now that didn't exactly work out because James was bigger than me and I could never keep up with him while he was doing his workouts. So I kind of became discouraged. And then James went off to college. Well, I was left to my own devices. I attended East Bay Senior High School, which is where I legitimately learned the majority of everything that I know about weightlifting. Now, I didn't start lifting weights religiously until I entered my sophomore year, 10th grade. That's when I was in weights, beginning weights, with Coach Grisco. And I learned a lot of things. It was a good atmosphere. We would always listen to the best music, whether it was rock, country, rap, hip-hop. We would listen to the good tunes that would get us in the mood to work out and to do our best. Then I took intermediate weights and advanced weights. And then I ran out of options. I had to go to my guidance counselor and beg her to put me in this fake class. I don't know if you want to call it that. It wasn't a real class. I was in a physical education class where they played volleyball every single day, and I would sneak into the weight room so that I could work out. But I want to give a big shout out and a big thank you to Coach Thornton Jr., not senior. You see, it was Coach T who would always be the man who would be watching me on our days that we would max out. And he would shout motivation at me. He'd say, "Come on, Jesse. You can do better than that." Or he'd say, "Come on, Jesse. You're not done. Keep going." And even to this day, I can hear his voice in my mind saying, "Don't quit. You got more in you. I'm proud of you." So I want to thank all of my weightlifting coaches over at East Bay High School that I came up through the ranks with. I also want to thank Coach Mike. I can't recollect his last name right now, or I'd be more respectful. For being an inspiration. I want to thank all of the coaches out there for inspiring me to continue on. The other day I was looking at my East Bay yearbook and Coach Thornton signed it. It said, "I'll see you next year in weights. Keep lifting. Coach T." And I love that kind of motivation. When somebody is on my ass about working out and doesn't give up on me, or doesn't see me as a lost cause or a waste of time, Coach saw my potential. I remember this one time, I was outside, we were just warming up for the workout, and I was running. We were doing our laps, and I was huffing and puffing. I was short of breath. Coach noticed this, and Coach said, "Jesse, what's going on with you? You're never winded." At this point in our, warm-ups. And I said, "Coach, I'm not going to lie to you. I respect you too much to lie to you. I have been smoking cigarettes on the weekends and stuff." And Coach said, "Jesse," I'll never forget this, he said, "Jesse, you need to stop smoking. You need to quit. That's a bad habit. It's addictive. It's bad for your lungs, and you need your lungs so that you can work out. You need to be breathing in fresh air so that you can get bigger and buffer in my weight room." And I said, "Yeah, thanks for the advice, Coach. You know what? I quit smoking." It's not like I was ever crazy about smoking to begin with. I was just a little bit of a chain smoker. I never thought smoking was cool. But the affirmation that Coach gave me, he said, "Cut it out." He woke me up. He brought me back to earth, to the real life, where we can't just be out there smoking and expecting to be getting good results in the weight room. But thank you very much, Coach Thornton. Thank you, Coach Gresco. Thank you, Coach Michael. Thank you to any coach that I forgot to mention. All of the weight room, I thank you to all my friends that I have lifted weights with along the years. I want to say shouts to the people that inspired me. Andrew Shermer, Jeff Barnes Jr., Matthew Stewart, Jason Pappy, Joseph Blum, Justin Kenny, Michael Cox, Coach Thornton, Jesse Cole, Billy Cole, Jose Romero, Chris Fontanez, Michael Obeta, Steven Torkelson, if I forgot to mention anyone, then I'm sorry for not mentioning you. Oh, Michael Fox, either way, those were the individuals that I lifted weights alongside with. Andrew Hayes, Kyle Lunsford Hudson, Joey Stevens, Thomas Walters, everybody else. Anyone who has ever worked out in East Bay High School gym in the weight room with me, if you were in there with me, alongside me, if we worked out together, if you gave me tips, if I gave you workout tips, if you gave me advice, I appreciate it. I thank you. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for inspiring me and for shouting motivation towards me. Jose Romero would always want me to work, even though I wasn't on his level, even though I couldn't lift as much as he could, even though he was a higher caliber athlete than me. His work ethic, when I used to work out with him, oh, he whooped me into shape. He had me sweating within the first couple minutes of that workout. Why? Because he cared. You know? He took time out of his day to say, hey, you can do this too. We're going to take a couple of plates off, but then it's your turn. And you're going to do exactly what I just did. And it's going to help your muscles get bigger. I trusted in that. Now, whether you inspired me, whether you gave me advice, whether you worked out alongside me, whether you spotted me, whether I spotted you, we all have one thing in common. We came up through the ranks and we paid our dues and we did what we had to do in order to get big, buff, large, and in charge. This is my East Bay High School ring. On the side that says my name, Jesse, it has a picture of weights. That signifies what I did during high school. I worked out a lot. On the other side, the year that I graduated from East Bay, 2007, this is a gavel and scripts. This signifies debate. That's what I did in high school as well. So when I wasn't out there doing work with the National Forensics League, I was in the weight room and I was putting in work to try and get bigger and buffer. Hopefully I inspired people while I was in there. Hopefully folks learned a thing or two from me. And nowadays, I've still got the benefits. I still have a work ethic that exceeds that of many other folks that don't work out or don't put in the time to be better in life. So a shout out to everyone, over at East Bay High School. And for the next generation, my advice is listen to your coaches, stay hydrated, drink lots of water, and never give up. I used to be a little guy. I used to weigh 135 pounds, soaking wet. Now look at me, 180 pounds plus, and it's not all fat. The majority of it is muscle. Anyways, good luck to you. And Coach T, if you see this video on YouTube, thanks for being in my corner. Thanks for believing in me and inspiring